the leadership team for ChantSAT-1, which is Coastal Carolina's inaugural space mission. I'm Cora McCone, I'm our student project manager, and I'm a marine science graduate.
I'm Kenzie Smith, I'm a DCD graduate, and I'm our mission specialist for our primary camera.
I'm Shannon Bischoff. I am a double major in engineering and physics, and I'm a student chief engineer.
I'm Hope Morrow, and I am a double major in computer science and graphic design, and I am the mission specialist for the secondary payload, which is our selfie system.
Earlier in the summer, we went to Logan, Utah to attend the SmallSat conference held at USU. We were able to see a bunch of other university projects, industry projects, and meet a ton of people who are working in the SmallSat field right now.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys would agree, but I learned so much about how not all of the people in this field are engineers. I think when we're coming into this project, especially the three of us, we're not used to it being more of an interdisciplinary thing. And I think that's why our selfie system's so interesting, is because it brings in so many aspects of this university. You know, we have DCD, we have graphic design, we have marine science. And I think that's why our project stands out against others, is because we get to.
Even at SmallSat, like most of the projects that we were talking about, everyone came from like a computer science background, or even like some were arts backgrounds, and it kind of, at least me, I'm sure you guys, made me feel more comfortable in this position, and like we really do belong in this position, because no matter what you want to do, if you love space, if you want to build a satellite, like we're gonna do it.
Yeah. It's very reassuring.
Yeah.
Because you have these big names in the industry just saying, I'm not aerospace, but I found my way here, and so can you. And it's very comforting.
Conversation that I had with the lady from Astroscale, I met a couple folks from their company who were also not from engineering backgrounds. One woman I met was a physicist and had then transferred into like space debris and engineering from that, but did not have a degree in engineering. We met a couple people with legal backgrounds who had then found their way into the space field.
What a cool job.
So it was just really nice to see people who were like, oh my god, I didn't think I was going to be doing this either, and here we are, and kind of everyone, I mean, the only way out is up, right? Like everyone starts moving towards space if it calls to them, I guess.
One thing from the SmallSat conference that really just got my brain going was that testing can be free. You can just go to a big company like B&W and ask them to test your SmallSat.
And that's one of the big barriers for SmallSat is it's hard to find the money to make this tiny thing go. I talked to somebody from Ames, I think it was Ames, someone from NASA they've got a whole project that's just, how is the cheapest way we can make a legal to fly CubeSat? And they were using all kinds of like improvised materials that they were space rating themselves for incredibly cheap. I mean, incredibly cheap for space stuff, but.
Well, touching on that, I think our eyes were open to how many universities are getting into this, and what I don't think people know is, didn't the SmallSat originally, the first CubeSat was university created, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of people don't realize that, and this small satellite industry is becoming more and more common in the real world and in universities. Like, this makes it possible for students who have graduated from different fields to be able to get into this, to get a foot in the door, because otherwise we don't have the ability to launch a huge satellite that's billions of dollars.
But we can build a shoebox.
We can build a shoebox, yeah.
Loaf of bread.
Loaf of bread, yeah.
Loaf of bread.
And I think that also, I don't know about you guys, but whenever I explain this to people, I don't think they realize that like our satellite is this size. Like when we're launching stuff, like the camera we're talking about is this big. The camera on the selfie system will be the size of an iPhone camera. And they were talking about how the first SmallSat conference, there was like 10 of them in a room, and we walked in, and this is our first time attending this conference, and it is packed,
wall to wall,
and we're talking like big names in this conference, and your jaw kind of hits the floor. It's like, because I'm a rising fourth year, and so I haven't attended any conferences other than tagging along with my mom when I was like 5, and so your jaw kind of hits the floor, and you're like, wow, I feel like a fish out of water, but everyone made you feel super welcomed.
Yeah.
And that's something that I think, from the time that I've spent kind of around in like earth sciences, that's kind of not unique, but it's always nice to when you go into a conference and realize that everybody else also feels like, oh my god, everyone else here is so much more qualified and I'm just here. And then you talk to people and they're like, oh my god, your thing is cool. And then you're like, no, your thing is cool. And it's very like everyone's hyping each other up. It was very nice.
Something that's super interesting is obviously we're females, right, in a STEM field, which is quite rare, and we've all had our own experiences with that. And it was, even at the conference, it was the four of us together was kind of something you don't see. You see your occasional female in a big group of men, but it was so cool seeing how many females were in this field and kind of changing the game.
It caught the attention of a lot of people too. Like I remember the one guy we were talking to, I forget where he was from, but the second we said we're a female-led
He
team,
lit up.
he was so excited. He put his stuff down. He was like, tell me more. It was awesome.
No, but it's such a cool experience to be leading with such strong women beside me, and I think that it's something I'm never gonna forget. Going to a conference like this, and we have the support from the university, we have the support from our faculty mentors and members, and that was also something about this trip that we didn't touch on yet, and that's like we got to learn so much about faculty members. Core and I are honors students. And Dr. Lewis Kiner was with us, and
we got to just really connect with them as like our mentors and like friends. Very much we are working on a product for you.
Co-workers.
So we're getting to meet our professors in a kind of a different context, which is really fun. I know I've had Dr. Julie Harding also came with us, and I've had classes with her, and I'm like, oh, is this going to be awkward? And then it ended up being like we went on a hike. We were actually having like conversations about what are you doing in the field? What kind of research have you done before? And getting to like meet our professors as people and not just as professors was really exciting.
We were with our professors all of the time, and I never got to form that relationship with Dr. Lewis Kiner, and now I'm into his office talking about thesis ideas and talking about what I can do in the Edwards College and the Honors College and mixing it all, and it's just such a cool opportunity to go speak with your professors about something you're both excited about that you didn't know until this project came along. And I think that's something, like, we loved this trip because we got to have so much fun with these professors, and we went on hikes, we went out to dinner, and
we went to a rodeo.
And that was so much fun, and we got to take such cool pictures with, I don't know if you know, if Dr. Lewis Kiner is an insane photographer.
We went out to this lake in the middle of the night to get pictures of the Milky Way galaxy, and he let me use his camera, and the first photo I took was this beautiful shot of the Milky Way galaxy on the left side and one of the Perseid meteors shooting across the sky on the right.
It's an insane photo. But it was just such a cool experience, and we didn't even touch on Dr. Wes Hitt, who's basically kind of like our leader in this. And we've met with him over the summer. Yeah, our fearless leader. We met with him over the summer plenty of times, but you learn a lot about them when you're on the plane together. You're in a car together for hours. You're playing Uno when you're stuck in traffic. And you learn a lot about like their family. Like for example, Dr. Wes Hitt's kid is Sam is someone who's actually on our team, and so we get to know everyone on a personal level. I think that coming into this, as I came in and I was like, I'm computer science. That's why I got this gig. And I think that's where, I had Dr. Wes Hitt pull me aside. He's like, I've noticed on this trip that you identify as, like, you pick one major and you don't even look at the other. And I think I come from the Science College, I come from the Edwards College, and I come from the Honors College. I'm also a student athlete. And, like, I'm always like, where do I belong in this? Like, I'm attached to so many communities. And this project, like, I am working with my computer science professors. I'm working with Logan, who's helping me from the Edwards College. I've talked to Sarah, and this has just been a way to just pull it all together. But it's also giving me the opportunity to connect deeper, because I feel like I'm spread so thin, but this opportunity, like, I'm meeting professors, Dr. Lewis Kiner, and I'm meeting students in the Science College that I would have never met, Edwards College. I think that's just such a cool opportunity.
Yeah, and like, this is with the interdisciplinary nature of this project, I feel like you said, connecting deeper. I always am a little bit afraid of Edwards because I'm like, you guys all do this art stuff and I don't understand how you do it. It's also cool and it scares me a little bit. Like when we first met, I was like, you guys are wizards who live in that building and I'm afraid of the magic that you work. And now I'm like, I'm gonna go hang out with you guys and like tell me about what you're doing here. And it's just been like an opportunity for us to all kind of meet and find a place that like we can sit comfortably.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like Hope. I graduated with a BA. Like, I didn't know why I got this job. I was so confused. But I mean, coming in here and working with this team, which is an amazing team, by the way, I just feel like we all click, and I'm a part of such a great team, and I know that I am making my contribution, even though I don't have the same background as everyone else, which has made me
Let
feel
me
a
just
lot
brag
better.
on her for a second. She came into this and she filled a role that she was not expecting to fill. And she was shy in the beginning, and like, I don't think she was as confident in herself. And this girl has grown so much in, like, when she's explaining her payload, she talks with such confidence that you're like, you're right, I'm wrong. And I think that, sometimes that you just need to hear that like,
Yeah.
you belong in what you're doing. And yeah, we don't have the degrees behind it, but
But it doesn't matter
we
anymore.
belong in this
Yeah.
place, and so it's just such a cool chance and opportunity.